Oh, finally a moment of peace. We stayed inside last night on the 5th floor, which is the floor we stayed on 3 weeks ago when we stayed here also. And before that, for 7-8 days, we stayed right here in our camper van, which was broken down here. And I know lots of you, even hearing me describe this, are going to say, well, you had a really nice room with 2 big beds and a shower and a sink and all that stuff. And here you had a car, a big car, camper van, with a bed in back. So that was a lot better, right? No. No. This was infinitely better than that because I could leave the door open and my dog could go run outside at night. He's a nocturnal hunter. Back here, this puppy can play with the leash and there's no traffic. There's nothing going on back here. And he can just play. And this dog can hang out and do whatever he wants to do. So most of my life I lived in houses. And some of them worked better than others. Right before I moved to the high rise in Asheville, 13-story Battery Park Apartments, old Grand Hotel, spectacular building. But I took a subsidized senior's apartment there because it was cheap and safe, and the rent would never go up too much. It was rent-controlled HUD. And my friend said, wow, right downtown, so handy, that's great. No earth, concrete, everywhere. We had to walk 2 blocks. And fortunately, 2 blocks over was the lovely neighborhood of Montfort. But our apartment had no balcony. To get outside, me and my little Pancho had to walk down a long hall, wait for an elevator, often ride the elevator with yappy, badly managed small dogs that made my dog temporarily insane from not being able to get away from those stupid dogs in the elevator. Then walk down a long hall and then go out a double door to get out to concrete. It was terrible. I lived there 3 years and it was so bad for my mental health. Right before it, I had lived with my dear friend Justine out in the country, and she had a little dog and I had a little dog. All we had to do was open the door and the dogs would go outside. There was no other house close. It was fine. If it was cold, we didn't have to put shoes on. We just let them out. Now, for 3 years, I've lived in camper vans. One, a very old 88 Ford Econoline with lots of mechanical problems, but it was quite a bit bigger than my current Dodge. And it had some really great features. It had moon roofs. That was great. It had a windshield that was like a picture window. It was so huge. And we were in the country. The intermediate step was I stayed with my friend who I call Petula. She invited me out to the mountains when COVID shut down Asheville. And Pancho and I lived in a walk-in basement apartment, which was awesome because it was so close to being on the earth. And Pancho, who used to go through all those hoops to get outside, I left the sliding glass door open when it wasn't cold, and Pancho would let himself in and out. She was a homebody. She wasn't going to stray, and there were no near neighbors. Look at these two. They're doing so well now after just 2.5 weeks together. They're doing so well. Magic didn't like Pepe at first, and now he's tolerating all this crap. And Pepe's significantly bigger 2.5 weeks later, and rowdier, and was barely surviving when we pulled him out of the garbage by son Fernando on our first day in Mexico. But 3 years of living on the road, folks. What's it, Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard? Living on the road, my friend, gonna keep you pure and clean. It's true. Living in a camper van has made me a dramatically healthier person. And we've parked in so many gorgeous places. Right here in Victoria, Ciudad Victoria, Tamaulipas State in Mexico, just 12 miles outside the town is Los Troncones Parque Ecologico. It's kind of a rundown. I think it's run by the Mexican state, or maybe Tamaulipas. It's in somewhat disrepair. They don't have the budget they used to, but it's gorgeous. And we parked in such beautiful spots for just 48 hours. But I took 11 videos. They're on YouTube, and we're going back there. Our car is off in the shop being repaired now. We may get it back today. I hope today. I hope we'll get it today. Joshua is going to try to do it by today, because I honestly don't want to stay in that place anymore. So ironic. That's 5th floor there, and it was 5th floor at the Battery Park Apartments. We miss our house back here. That's our house, and we had everything handy here. The whole process, and then the last week, people have been bringing us our breakfast. They bring the breakfast to us, which has been fabulous. We just wait by the pool, and they bring us everything we need. Taking my puppy, I have destroyed my life by adopting a puppy. You know, what are you doing at age 76 having a baby, you know? It's crazy. And I love it. I love it. I'm so happy. But it's really so much harder, because this wonderful, dignified dog, you know, will just hang out with me. That puppy, I have to watch him every moment, because he follows everybody. He'll just take off like a rocket following somebody else. He's pretty random and adorable and spectacular, and my heart breaks just to look at him laying in bed. I'm talking about you, Rat. For the first week, we had to call him the Rat and the Runt, and I had to constantly reassure my big dog that I didn't love this rat, because my dog was so jealous at first, but he's not anymore. So, living the life of the earth, close to the earth. I feel so sad for all my brothers and sisters who have lost track of the earth, just are not close to it. My friends in Chicago who never go to the beach, Lake Michigan, the great being that she is. Man, if you're in Chicago and not taking big advantage of the lake. A couple of my friends moved back to Chicago after years away, and they stayed out in the western suburbs because they liked that lifestyle. I feel so sad for them. I said, there's so many great neighborhoods in Chicago, and the best is Rogers Park, where you can live right by that beautiful 1 mile beach. But people don't get it. They don't get it. How important it is to be close to nature. Well, we get it. We get it. And in Mexico, there's lots of great places to be close to nature. For me these days, even more than the mountains, it means the ocean. I have to be close to the ocean. It is, guess what, oceanic. That oceanic experience, going back to God, something so vast, so powerful. And living with dogs who are so much more natural than people, okay? Guess what? Dogs are in touch with being animals. People have spent thousands of years trying to forget how to be an animal and pretend to be civilized. What a shame. They all need to spend 3 years camping to get healed and get real again. I feel very fortunate and grateful. And now, because it's so calm and quiet down here and we're not dealing with traveling businessmen. Oh, God. Mexicans are so wonderful. Latinos are so wonderful. But when I see the way Latino men have adopted the middle class in their efforts to be successful businessmen, it's a shame. Walking around cool, barely smiling, because I'm like, cool, I'm a businessman now. I'm not just a peasant. Well, be a peasant, all right? I love peasants. I love peasants, and I is one. And these guys are peasants. Whew. That's a nice rant. And now I will sit down over here, not on a chair. I'll sit on this rock wall and have me a smoke and go back to being just happy and content and listen to the morning doves. Okay, bye.